related piece of music. Very nice. Wonderful stuff right there. Favorite tracks for me were, wrote them down, Mallet Pulse, The Chain Hand, and of course Grim Reaper and a Uzi. In terms of any least favorites, I didn't really have one, to be honest, but I think the track that I rated lowest was Blood Host, which is interesting because I gave the instrumental version of that track an 8 when I heard it, on a previous stream, but the vocals a little bit less for me on that song, but overall nothing I really disliked in here. And yeah, I think the production is pretty great and the vocals are solid enough, even with them not fully being my thing. I think that's a good project right there. So thank you for sending that one in, Julius, and I'm glad that I can appreciate it in some ways that I might not have been able to previously. I mean, hell, if I listened to this project, let's say hypothetically, if it was out before I started streaming, I probably wouldn't even give it a chance, So being able to hear it here and appreciate things about it, that's pretty great. Unrelated question, but my family never knows what the term grifter means. When I mention it, how would you define a grifter? I mean, in some ways it's kind of like a con man, right? But in terms of like pandering to someone's ideologies for their own gain, that's pretty much the way I would put it. Snake oil salesman. Like Schmirko saying there, yeah, people that often don't really believe what they say, but are just looking for the attention and money. That's pretty much it. This song made you do what? Don't know the last time? That's crazy. What a colorful way to describe it. Hey, thank you for the super chat right there, Julius. Julius is saying thank you for your time and attention. Hey, no problem at all, Julius. Thank you for the request and sending this one in today. I thought it made for a great listen, and I really appreciate the support as well. So thank you, man. And yeah, congrats on putting out at least a version of your deathcore video as well. This one being a bit more, I think you said it's a bit more rambly and not a super structured one, which you'd like to do in the future. But hey, congrats on getting some form of it out there, man. So yeah, thank you very much for that. Alnina is saying, I have the request ready when I asked you to select a number, but I'll do it on October, so hope you're ready for the request. I am always ready, Alnini. Excited to see what it's going to be. So yeah, pretty great listen right there. And as far as Darko goes, it's the most I have enjoyed them so far. And there's always something to appreciate with their projects and their instrumentation, so can't be mad at that. Thank you for sending that one in, Julius. And let's see what we have coming up next. Next request is from Rook. We're jumping from a longer request right into another longer request, baby. I believe it is, right? Let me double check this. Yeah. Similar length to the previous one, probably just above 30 minutes on Rook's request. So let's see what this is going to be. Can't wait for spooky season. It's going to get crazy, spooky, hilarious. I'm doing good, Rook. How are you? So let's see here. The Devil and Daniel Johnston. I still need to check this out because I remember we talked about this a little bit previously when some Daniel Johnston was requested. But this, of course, is just the YouTube video link, the placeholder link, if you will. Rook is saying right here in the tip message, "Hi, how are you?" I'm doing great, Rook. How about you? Also, this video will give you some context. All right, it's probably a Daniel Johnston related one. That makes sense. Interesting. Let me just open this up on Spotify, double check. Hi, how are you? Daniel Johnston from 1983, 30 minutes and 39 seconds, 15 songs. Okay, interesting. Why is it not opening up on Spotify? Spotify's being silly. Hold on. Is this the album that we've heard a song from? I'm trying to remember, because we definitely got sent a track of Mr. Johnston's before. Let's see the video first and then the album. Oh yeah, so let's take a little look at the video right here. So just like a short, sort of like 58 second intro. This will give us a quick little peek at Mr. Daniel Johnston before we do begin right here. Ooh, it's not quite aligned. There we go. And there's a lot going on here. Actually, I don't need the media share on the screen for the request anyway. It's from Spotify, so we'll remove that. And let's just see what we get in this little video here before we kick off the project. Also, I'll check where your request is in a moment, Zapped here. I believe it's a little bit further back. We got a lot of like long requests sort of like front loaded on the queue, so I'll double check that for you in a moment here.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I am the ghost of Daniel Johnston. Many years ago, I lived in Austin, Texas, and I worked at McDonald's. It is an honor and a privilege to speak to you today to tell you about my condition and the other world.
Okay, interesting. All right, we're about to be in for something right here. Sorry, these thumbnails, man. Triple H failed. I've this WrestleFun channel, I'm pretty sure this is an AI channel, by the way. So, yeah. I don't disagree, though. Okay, so let's see what we're going to get here on this Daniel Johnston project. Pretty eerie introduction, almost, with this Devil and Daniel Johnston documentary intro. So let's see what we're going to get in terms of the actual music and what this is going to dive into. Throwing it way back to 1983 for this one. Let me get the Genius page up for this one. First song is called Per You. Another phone call? Bro, I am streaming. There's more important things going on here, I'm afraid. Found footage ass intro? Yeah, exactly. Also, let me double check that request for you, Zapped here. So we're on Rook's request. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 requests away, Zapped here. So it will be quite a while before we get there. Probably like in terms of time, few hours still, I would assume. With a few longer requests being at the front of the queue right here. So let's get into this. The Genius page for this one's got a simple description for it. It's saying that this is a song about Johnston's depression and frequent hallucinations. So here we go. Track number 1 on Hi, How Are You? Daniel Johnston, Per You. 15 songs, 30 minutes. Thank you for sending this one in, Rook. I think this will be a very interesting experience. I'm curious to see how this goes. Like I said, throwing it back to 1983.
Every morning he got up, dreading each moment he had to be awake.
Oh.
He'd look at the floor and scribble on gum wrappers. He never found a better way to joke around. The clock would tick and time went slow, and there wasn't anywhere he wouldn't go to avoid having to see anyone. He'd sit in a chair, he'd lean against a wall. It just didn't seem to matter much at all. But late at night, he had a savior in his sleep, in his dreams. She came to him and she said,
I mean, hey, it goes along with that intro. It's got a very eerie feeling to it.
Understands you, poor you, poor you. And every word that everyone would say got mumbled up in his head like mumble jumble, and everywhere he went, it seemed everyone was saying to him,
it's pure
blah,
vocal
blah,
right here.
Blah. But late at night, he had a mistress in his dreams, in his sleep, and she would say, poor you, poor you. No one understands you, poor you, poor you. This story, though not well told, is not that old. It's not that funny, it's not that great, but I know it to be true. because late at night I have an angel in my dreams, in my sleep. And as she runs
Very eerie.
her fingers through my hair, as I lay on her lap, and she says, for you, no one understands you, for you, for you.
So per you, the introduction right here to this project, just pure vocal on this one. No instrumental or anything like that. It had a fuzzy sound to it with the vocals that gave it this really eerie vibe. So I just double checked on Daniel Johnston's Wikipedia right here to see specifically, you know, get a little bit more backstory, because I couldn't entirely remember from what we talked about the last time we heard some Daniel Johnston. So I was looking on his Wikipedia page, and it says Johnston spent extended periods in psychiatric institutions and was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So yeah, interesting insight we get right here into some like hallucinations that you might have had, and it just feels like it's going to be quite a unique project that's just going to be a very, I don't even know how to describe it, like a thorough and unique look into Daniel Johnston and his mindset. It's quite intriguing. I'm thinking, let me see. Probably won't open up the queue again during this stream, Mr. Mustard. I'm trying to think in terms of time what we might have left. Probably won't open it up. But yeah, could always make a doc for future streams. At the end of the day, you know, they're every Wednesday, so there's always another opportunity to send something in if we miss out on this one. So in terms of this being like a song, I don't think it's something that I'm, you know, it's not something I would frequently listen to, but I think it's quite interesting and unique, and it immediately sets this up as a project that is just going to be, I don't know, fully this kind of like self-expression and just an honest look at Daniel Johnston's headspace. You know, it doesn't even have what's it called, you know, no instrumental or anything like that, just making a melody out of his voice. I think I'm gonna give it like a 6 at the moment, because it's not necessarily something I would come back to on its own, but I do think it's intriguing and quite unique, and I'm curious to see where it goes.
Nice.
So let's see where we take that, going from Per You into track number 2, Big Business Monkey. Let's go. Go Daki. Very raw recordings.
Big business monkey. Everything's money. You sold cheeseburger with that cashier's smile.
This is going to be such a unique project.
He
Listen.
runs his house like a Burger King manager. And the only jokes he knows are the ones that'll put you down. Big business monkey.
Self-produced right
Take
here.
over the world. And you can have it now, but you can't take it with you. And everything you cling to will rot.
Oh my god. Fair enough.
And everything you do will be forgot by everyone you ever tried to impress.
Honestly, a pretty succinct bit of writing for what it's going for here. Okay, Daniel Johnston plays all the instrumental, and it's all recorded in cassette. It gives it this, like, I mean, it's kind of like the definition of a lo-fi sound, right? Because cassette is not the highest quality way to get your music out there. Oh yeah, on the album cover it does say it's the unfinished album. Interesting. Album's actually like pretty solid with its writing, I think. Daniel Johnston belongs to a genre called outsider music, which is often music made by those with mental illnesses or disabilities. Interesting, yeah. It's definitely got a very unique sound to it, with it being recorded in cassette. It gives it almost like a bit of an eerie vibe, just because like lo-fi sounds can be quite eerie with the crackliness. It's almost like if you listen to like old music from you know, super early on, and it just has this very off sound to it. Daniel Johnston kind of has that going on, but yeah, I thought like from a lyrical perspective, it was actually like a solidly written track. Basically talking about you know, big businessman example, like you could think CEOs, bosses, for example, who their entire life is about, you know, running businesses, making money. All they can think about is making money and being successful and, you know, impressing other big shots. But he basically says, in the second chorus, you know, big business monkey, you'll take over the world and you can have it now, but you can't take it with you. So it's like, yeah, you can like conquer the world right now, you can make all this money, but does it really matter when, you know, when you're gone? It's not really going to count for anything. And he said, and everything you cling to will rot, and everything you do will be forgot by everyone you ever tried to impress. So, you know, it's basically about these people who value money above everything else, and sort of like the futility of that, and how it's probably not the most important thing to focus on. It got that message across pretty succinctly, if you ask me. His stuff is definitely not something you listen to casually or like regularly. It's something you experience. Yeah, like this is not something that is going to be replayed all that often by me. I can say that straight away with the sound, but like it immediately strikes me as something that is a little bit of a different experience, and it certainly has me intrigued off of these first two songs. So it's hard to rate, honestly, because I feel like the ratings will be a little bit like lower just because it's not something I would come back to all that much, but like, and it's something that is different, but like I appreciate those different elements as well. Like I feel like higher ratings suggest, oh, it's something I'll come back to quite often, and that's not going to be the case with this, but I don't know, the experience has been unique so far, so we'll go like a 6 as well. It's almost one that I don't really want to give ratings to, but I do it for every request, right? So might as well. You know,
nice.
Sometimes there's stuff that's kind of hard to quantify with a number rating. A number rating can be quite reductive a lot of the time, but I guess that's where I'm sitting with it, right? So let's see where we go on track number 3, Walking the Cow. This is the biggest one on this album, so I guess we'll find out why that is, with 9 million streams. Also, we got a little copyright warning for that previous track. That's crazy.
Did you hear the frog? Hi. How are you? Try to remember, but my feelings can't know for sure. Try to reach out, but it's gone. Lucky stars in your eyes. I am walking the cow.
Interesting, okay.
I really don't know how I came.
It's not playlist music, that's for sure. Yeah, that's one way to put it, yeah.
I really don't know why I'm staying here. Oh, 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 oh. I am walking the cow.
Yeah, it's fine if you don't give ratings to this album. It's all about the experience. I probably will. Like, this will be one of those unique requests where I'll probably avoid number ratings and just go more off of, like, words and thoughts. It does have some cool stuff too, the instrumental on this one, I will say. Don't know.
Try to point my finger, but the wind is blowing me around in circles. Circles. Lucky stars in your eyes. I am walking the cow. Really don't know what I have to fear. Really don't
Damn,
know
who owns the
what
rights for this
I
shit? I'm getting copyright warnings for this one.
Oh, oh, oh.
What label is this
I am
released under?
the
Is there a label?
cow.
Eternal Yip Eye Music, marketed and distributed by 30 Tigers. Ah, it's his family-owned label. Interesting. Okay. Damn, they got the content ID system for this one locked in. How old is this project? This is from 1983, but in some ways it could sound like it's even older. You know what it's reminding me of? I might have even said this previously when we heard some Daniel Johnston. It almost reminds me of Tiny Tim. You know, the tiptoe through the window guy? It reminds me of that with the, I guess, maybe a similar style of recording and the higher pitched vocals, which I think does give it this like slightly eerie vibe, but there also is something kind of beautiful to it too, you know? I like how he plays the electronic organ so loud that it becomes a percussion. Interesting, yeah. Yeah, that is pretty cool. There we go. That's the biggest track, the hit from this album, if you will. I did think that was a pretty interesting track. Followed this one maybe a little bit less lyrically. But yeah, it sounded intriguing at the very least. Apparently the name of it comes from a ice cream company logo that has like a girl like walking a cow, and that was sort of like the inspiration for this track. So yeah, another like pretty unique one. Not bad at all. Damn, Daniel Johnston's comic is over $200 if you want to buy it. Hey, that's some, I mean, does it have some cool art? It's called Space Ducks. Hold on. That song is weird because the instrumental is, I guess you could say quite unconventional, but it's kind of playing in my head right now. It sticks with you. Oh yeah, that does look pretty cool. Space Ducks. A lot of interesting art that came out of this. So let's see what we get going on to the next one right here. Track number 4, I Picture Myself with a Guitar. Will there be guitar on this one? Or will there not be? And he's just imagining if he had one. Let's see. Very short one, this one, under a minute. Such a, like, just a weirdly unique collection of musical ideas. scary sounding guitar.
I see your face. I picture myself with a guitar.
CDTV levels of inflation. Hold up. Very short one right there. Almost like some musical sketches here. FYI, he doesn't know how to play guitar. Yeah, there was something that felt very off kilter about that, the way the guitar was played there. And you know, songwriting wise, that was just, I see your face, I picture myself with a guitar. I may have asked this last time, but with it being recorded through cassette, does that add a bit of like vocal distortion that makes his voice maybe sound a little bit pitched up compared to how it usually is? Or is that just how his voice sounds? Because it has this like very sort of like high-pitched quality to it, and I'm wondering if that's fully natural or a little bit of like sound distortion. Interesting. It is an experience so far. I'll definitely say that much for it. But yeah, I'm not sure what else to say about I Picture Myself with the Guitar, other than the fact that it felt quite eerie. Because, you know, if he doesn't know how to play guitar, the way the notes are hitting maybe isn't quite right. So everything about it just feels a little bit off, and very interesting. Kind of, it's a mix. Okay, fair enough, yeah. Well, let's see where that goes into the next one. Track number 5, Despair Came Knocking. Another one of the slightly bigger ones on here. Whoa. Wait, that actually sounds like quite a cool melody. Hang on, this track could like definitely stand on its own, but that also makes for like a crazy sample, I think. Like that's actually a really nice a nice sound to that melody.
She sat on the couch and began smoking. She said nothing.
The eeriness for this one is actually like perfect.
I began to feel tired.
I must ask, where are the 808s though?
And all of a sudden,
We need the Metro Boomin remix.
dingy and dirty.
I'd love to sample this, but his label would crucify me. I mean, hey, we're getting a copyright warning for every track so far, so I wouldn't be surprised if the stream gets blocked during this album. Just a fair word of warning.
Came knocking,
We need Carty on this.
and I let her in
Yeah.
for a while.
Despair Came Knocking and I Let Her In for a While. I mean, it's a track that again is a very like just very visceral representation of depression. Ooh, Scrim sampling that would go insane. Oh, I don't have my Swampizzle sound on here anymore. I was about to play it after Sia dropped it, but I still need to add that back to the soundboard, I think. Yeah, I don't have it on here no more. Oh well. Yeah, that one was actually like, I actually thought that was pretty great as a piece of music on here. Like, if we're doing favorite tracks, which I don't even necessarily know if that's something I can do with this project, but you know, if I was going favorites least favorites, that would be on the favorites, because I think it is just like, it's so simple but such an effective representation of depression. The instrumental itself just immediately kind of pulls you into a darker state of mind, and it has a bit of an eerie sound to it, but it genuinely sounds like super smooth. And the vocals having this like personification of despair and sadness within the songwriting, I think was really effective. I don't know if this is like some meme or something that I'm not aware of, but this is like every single Genius comment for this track, like every single one. I don't know if this is a thing. Okay, there's one that's different, but was this the first comment and then everybody decided to do it? I'm not sure why that's happening, but that's every single Genius comment, which is weird. Like, it almost is such an eerie track, and then every comment about it is saying the same thing. Strange. But yeah, I mean, it stands on its own as a piece of music, if you ask me, and would work as a sample as well, though. I think that could be sampled into some rap tracks wonderfully. May have to do a couple of tracks just because of the tracks being short. Yeah, there's probably some. Like, I could see tracks 7 to 9 are all about 30 seconds or less, so I'll probably let those kind of run together. And also, like you said, this one is kind of about the experience, and I think in that sense, you know, I'm not going to have a lot to say in terms of like breaking down different elements of the tracks here, because they're all pretty simple, and I think there are some that I won't have much to say about them, but the feeling is definitely there so far. And this is the one that kind of I think made me feel something the most so far. Made me feel a particular way the most so far. So let's see what we get going on to song number 6 here. I Am a Baby in My Universe. I'm just worried if I let too many of them run together, stream's getting clapped. Because we got a warning for every track so far, bro.
I am a baby in my universe, I'll live forever. I am a baby in my universe, I'll live forever. Ooh, I'm only 22, I'll live forever. Ooh, I'm only 22, I'll live forever. Forever.
The twingy twangs going off, yeah.
I am a baby in my universe.
I don't have Lil Wayne yelling bridge on my soundboard. I need that. Bridge. Need to get that for the soundboard.
Ooh, I'm only 22. I'll live forever. Ooh, I'm only 22. I'll live forever. Forever. Forever.
It is all very interesting so far. It just basically takes like a single idea and just, yeah, let's make like a quick track out of that. Like 2 minutes, 1 minute, whatever, just make up an instrumental and just fire out that idea over it. What this one struck me as is just basically about that kind of feeling when like you're younger, before you even think about like mortality in any kind of way, and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm like, who gives a fuck about that? I'm gonna live forever, you know? Death isn't a real thing in my universe currently, and basically took that, made it into a track here. And yeah, I just think it's such a unique peek into someone's brain here, this album. So the next three are all about 30 seconds long. Or under. So we'll let them all run together because the next one is 18 seconds, then 20, and then 32. So track number 7 is Nervous Love. That goes into track number 8, I'll Never Marry. And then that goes into track number 9, Get Yourself Together. So, Nervous Love.
I got a nervous love. I got a nervous love. And worry is all that I do. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Hi.
I'll
Interesting.
never marry, I'll never wed. Nobody wants to kiss you when you're dead. Nobody wants to lie in bed with you when your flesh is rotting.
My God, hold on. That one was like 20 seconds long. That was dark as shit. I'll Never Marry was just I'll never marry, I'll never wed. Nobody wants to kiss you when you're dead. Nobody wants to lie in bed with you when your flesh is rotting. Which is, that is like 18 seconds, 4 lines, and such a brutally like dark image. And it might not even be a literal thing when this is someone that, you know, has struggled so much with mental illness. It could just be in the sense of like, oh yeah, like nobody wants to be with me because of the way that affects my lifestyle and, you know, me not being able to do certain things. So it's almost like could be viewed as like a so restricting that it's almost like a death before you die kind of thing, which is like a really just dark way to look at it. Is that was a heavy one for 18 seconds, man. So let's see where that goes. On to Get Yourself Together. Again, 32 seconds, super short.
Get yourself together or fall apart. Make your mind up or let yourself down. Get yourself together or fall apart. Make your mind up or let yourself down.
Okay. That one seems to be him like almost giving like a pep talk to himself. You know, get yourself together, or what was it? Get yourself together or fall apart, make your mind up or let yourself down. There you go. It's really like scattered, fragmented thoughts here and there, but we're getting the sort of ups and downs, you know, being in the downs, then trying to get yourself out of them. It's a unique project, very eerie, very strange, but something I don't think I'll forget particularly easily. I think this is something that, you know, despite being very far from conventional musically, it's not something I'm gonna forget about. So track number 10, Running Water.
Running water, where are you running from? You always seem to be on the run. And you never change, no matter what you do, you always wind up the same. Never knowing where you go, always running, never stopping to see where you're at, never looking back, nothing seems to slow you down. Running water, what are you running from? You always seem to be.
Why am I bopping my head as if there's like a drum beat going on? Just happens with music. It has a rhythm still. I hope you're doing all right now. Don't know the last time. It does feel like just a very honest reflection of all these kind of feelings that doesn't hold anything back, really. Yeah, I mean, just an interesting look, literally, at like running water here, which I imagine, like, being in a depressive state, sometimes you can just like look at the most like mundane things and think about them in a different kind of way. And here he was like, running water, where are you running from? You always seem to be on the run, almost sort of like personifying the running water, and sort of almost like, yeah, personifying it and drawing that out into a human experience there, and almost like making it into this relatable thing for himself is, again, another quite interesting one that's very short but intriguing in what it says, I think. You got to hear the stuff he made when he had access to a studio. So does he have stuff that's more like, I guess, like professionally recorded, more like high quality sounding kind of stuff? Because yeah, that would certainly be interesting. But I think the fact that this is recorded in a particular way on like cassette is one of the things that does make it like such a unique project, and really makes it stand out compared to anything else. I've never listened to anything quite like this before. So let's see what we get on the next one. A longer one, 3 minutes 39, track number 11, Desperate Man Blues. I think this is the longest one so far. Glad to hear you're doing way better. I don't know the last time. Glad to hear that. Okay, around 1990s or late 80s, he had access to a studio. Interesting.
There ain't no color in the sky anymore, and I don't feel much like singing. Can't see what for. And there ain't no comfort.
Does this have like an actual song is like like a already existing song is what I mean to say is the instrumental here.
Looks like such a chore.
Feels more traditional music, the instrumental.
Maybe something will happen to make it all better. Maybe something will come along and make me happy.
Daniel was very unknown until Kurt Cobain wore a shirt with that album cover on it, and then he blew up. Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Anymore. And I don't feel much like living. Can't see what for. There ain't no life left in me. I feel a bit funny, like a go-oh-oh, with nowhere to go. My hope is gone and left me a desperate man.
Oh wow, it's an existing song. He played his record player and sung over the track.
So empty, so empty, so empty, so empty. A big chunk of what I was has gone and left me a desperate man.
Music can really be anything, man.
Now I'm a desperate man.
Like, you want to throw a record on your record player and just sing over it and record it, and boom. It's a song that a lot of people know about now. Because, like, the self-expression is in there, you know?
No color in the sky anymore. There's color there, I'm sure, but it ain't mine, and it made me blind.
Ooh, okay.
A desperate man. Desperate. I'm a desperate
Another really intriguing one. This one with a more standard instrumental, because like Rook was saying, this has put me in such like a weird headspace, but I feel like it's supposed to, you know, it gives you a very odd feeling, but man, is it interesting. So yeah, like Rook was saying, that's an existing song, the instrumental here, that he played over a record player and then sung over it, recorded it, and boom, you have this song right here, which lyrically is another one that's just about the depression that he was feeling, with 4 verses on this one, so diving into it quite a lot. In the last verse, he said something in particular that really stood out, saying, I just can't see color in the sky anymore. There's color there, I'm sure, but it ain't mine, and it's made me blind. Very subtly written. Damn. Don't know the last time I was saying, God damn, this really hits close to home. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a really honest representation of that kind of feeling, and just straight up Daniel Johnston expressing what that felt like. Yeah, insane project so far. Very unique, very much stands out. I wonder what the album of the year page for this looks like, because like I'm listening to this and thinking, how can I even rate this? It's so different to what I would usually listen to, and it's so unique, and I feel like I can sum up how I feel about it in words, but I don't think I could put a number rating onto it. Oh yeah, it's a must-hear album on Album of the Year. Average user score of 82. So there you go. It's got a lot of heart in it. I think that's important as well. This one sounds like Connie Converse, who is a musician that disappeared over 50 years ago and has never been found since. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Well, let's see what we're going to get going on to. I mean, we got like 4 songs left on here. This has been such a different experience. Next one is Hey Joe, 2 minutes 44.
Hey, Joe.
Joe Mama.
Come on, Joe. Don't
I'm sorry.
let that song be better than
Got the piano on this one.
Hey, Jack. Get back. Get yourself together. Come on, come on. I know you're thinking of your nervous love.
Really am liking this, even though I wouldn't necessarily come back to it. So far it's a high 6 or a low 7 for me, but there's so much meaning in the project, I think it may be a bit low. I get that, yeah. I get that for sure. Oh yeah, it was Chupacabra, Sia, yeah. You gonna watch some Chupacabra after this?
No matter how you feel right now.
Almost like a track uplifting these different people or characters that he's talking about right here.
Don't feel sore.
It's a very raw album, IDEK.
It's a lot more than just being poor.
And I mean, really, if you think about it, it's one of the things that music exists for. It's expression of self
There's a star for you.
and conveying a feeling, and this absolutely does that.
There's a heaven and there's a star for you.
In some ways, a more hopeful and optimistic one, this one.
There's a star for you.
pianos too. This one might feel the most like a song so far, no? Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. This one and was it the previous one? I already got like lost in this. Desperate Man Blues, where it was over a pre-existing instrumental. But yeah, definitely feels the most song-like so far. Yeah, this is pretty nice. I really like how much this album feels like a series of personal vignettes. That's a great way to word it as well. Yeah, personal vignettes on here. What I find very interesting about it as well is like, I think what's cool about it is like I was saying, that it feels like such an expression of self, and just the fact that this is like, it's like the furthest thing from like a label product, which is the majority of what you hear is going to have some sort of influence from a label, right? If you mainly listen to like major releases or anything like that, there's going to be label influence on it, but this is just fully this one guy's vision. He's not thinking about making hits. He's not thinking about necessarily structuring the album in a way to like retain people, have retention the entire project. It's just like fully what he wants it to be, and putting it out there, like obviously caring about the quality, but just doing it in his own way. And I think again, that's really like commendable, even if it's not something I would be replaying all the time. I think it's a commendable project, and it's quite a bit of like the essence of what making music is, really. So let's see what we got on the next one. Under a minute long. We might just let it run into the one following it. Track number 13 is She Called Pest Control, and then the one after that is Keep Punching Joe. So I don't think it's telling us to punch Joe, but I believe that sounds like a motivational expression, right? Like, keep punching Joe, keep fighting. At least that's what I would assume. I don't know if we're attacking Joe by the end of this.
She called pest control, and when she was sprayed, she never was bothered again. She wore Western-style boots.
Another one that's just vocal.
Things to come. I said, I'm an artist in search of a medium. She said, I know. And I said, well, I gotta go. Looking back over my shoulder to see if she was sorry I was leaving, because I thought I was lying. But I was going, I was gone. She called pest control, and when she was sprayed, she never was bothered again.
Interesting. That one I have no clue what necessarily was being said on there, but yeah, very interesting one. Another one that went fully in the vocal direction. She wore Western style boots, foreshadowing things to come. I need to look into that one a little bit more to see what was going on there necessarily from a songwriting perspective. But yeah, we don't just have one sequel to Hey Joe on this Sia, because we got Hey Joe on track number 12. Track number 14 is Keep Punching Joe. And track number 15 is No More Pushing Joe Around. We got the Joe trilogy on this album. So let's see what we're going to get going into the second Joe track on the album. Track number 14, Keep Punching Joe. Joe's about to get these hands, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, he headed out west, looking for the best. And he's here tonight. He says he's got a lot to get off his chest. Here he is.
The Joeology, let's go.
None other than Daniel D. Johnston. Thank you very much for that lovely introduction. Thank you very much. A one, a two, a one, a two. Listen, folks, I got a
Ooh, wait, we got some swing on this
I've
one?
been singing the blues and walking the cow. That tell
Okay.
you my soul's like wanting water, hot or cold, now one or the other.
Interesting. So it does have like cohesion throughout the project, because here he's like specifically referencing several tracks we've heard earlier on: Walking the Cow, Singing the Blues, Desperate Man Blues, Running Water. Interesting.
Yes, I lean towards the excessive, but that's just the way it is when you're a manic depressive. An angel appeared to me and told me if you want love, you gotta give. Let me tell you now, it's been a long, hard summer, and I feel every bit more dumber. Don't know where it is I'm gonna go. Heard someone say, keep punching Joe. Keep punching Joe.
Imagine someone sampling the song Keep Punching Joe for a Joe Budden diss. That would be hard as hell. Come on now. We need that, low-key.
Dial P for pest control.
Okay,
now
pest
let
control
me
as well,
tell
yeah.
you about my family. You know, they've been right there beside me.
This is one of the most unique requests I've ever got in my entire life here.
They've been punching Joe. They keep punching Joe. Kick him right in the face. They keep
Okay.
punching Joe. Kick him when he's down. They keep punching Joe. Kick him when he's low. I got some things.
So I guess it has both meanings. Keep punching Joe as in keep pushing on, but also other people keep trying to kick him down, punching Joe.
Yes, I've got some things to get off my chest. How am I supposed to give love?
Is Joe just another representation of himself here? Is that right?
And what the heck am I punching for? And how am I to look God in the face when I feel so much disgrace? Now that's better off my chest than out of my mind. Keep punching Joe.
Man, he was feeling himself on that one with the with the vocals right there. Interesting. So another one, I'm assuming, is that another track where he played something through the record player and then sung over it? Is that all one take? Does he do this all in just like one take and then fire it out? Because in terms of that, it turns out like pretty well, I would say. Yeah, this was an interesting one that called back to several tracks earlier on in the project, specifically Walking the Cow, Running Water, Desperate Man Blues, and She Called Pest Control. So callbacks to previous stuff we got on the album. So there is a bit of like structuring and theming to this as well. It's not just necessarily firing out scattershot ideas. In some ways it kind of feels like that, but there are certain threads tying it all together. And I think it's been pretty effective at what it's doing. It's such a unique project. He does his cassette recording in one take. Honestly, that's pretty impressive, because like it can be a bit harder to make out the quality of the vocals with cassette, but they seem like pretty solid for what he's going for. It sounds like they're turning out exactly how he wants them to, and that's pretty impressive on a one take, I think. But like singing like that, I don't know, that's impressive to me. It's such a different style of project, but man, there's a lot of things to appreciate about it. Again, it's hard to quantify into a number rating, but definitely impressed, definitely very happy with it. So let's see what we get on the final track, the completion of the Joeology. It is no more pushing Joe around. Joe seems to be a, self-representation of Daniel Johnston here, so let's see how this one goes. Final track on the album.
Round two.
Tell you what, cigarette butt, when I get back, we're going to have a boxing match.
Interesting.
No more pushing Joe around. No more pushing Joe around. There'll be no more pushing Joe around. He's up and punching now. You know they used
Okay.
to push Joe around. You could only push him so far.
I don't know what I've been told.
There'll be
Flow
no
on
more
this one.
pushing Joe around. No more pushing Joe around. There'll be no more pushing
Hey, hit me
Joe
up on
around. He's up and
any
punching
social media that you
now.
got, Ty
He
Tiger,
knows how to
Twitter
be
or
angry
Instagram, and I'll get back to you on there. Oh, what is going on here?
Now, ever since his nervous breakdown, everybody been pushing Joe around, and he was always apologizing. You could hit him in the face and he'd just say, I'm sorry. But now he's changed his story. He sees no glory in pain, and he's come to like the sunshine better than the rain, and he sees no need to explain. He doesn't want to play the game. There'll be no more pushing Joe around. No more pushing Joe around. There'll be no more pushing Joe around. He's up and punching now. And I'll tell you what, sister-in-law, I'm sorry I had to use your car, but you were mean to me an awful lot. You were crazy against me in your heart, and I was wrong not to tell you that. I let you go on thinking you were right.
I just noticed he's using like his vocals as the instrumental during the verse there.
No more pushing Joe around. He's up and punching now. And I gotta say, sweet angel, I love you, but you used me. You had me on a string to get your lover to buy you a wedding ring. And listen here, mommy dear, I get weak inside when you get near. God bless you for all those years, but this bird has flown, Mom, no more tears. And there'll be no more pushing Joe around. No more pushing Joe around. There'll be no more pushing Joe around. He's up and punching now. He knows how to be angry.
Oh
now.
God, can't
Yeah,
let
man,
MAGA rappers
I've
find
got
this
my
album or else they'll
friends
sample Keep
now.
Punching
I've
Joe
got
for a
my
Joe
friends. So
Biden
if you
diss
don't want to
track.
be no friend
Yeah.
of mine, then just stand here and
God, that's the
listen
worst
on, 'cause
outcome.
I can't take rejection no more, and I'm handing out the punches now. 'Cause there'll be no more pushing Joe around. No more pushing Joe around. There'll be no more pushing Joe around, 'cause he's up and punching now. He knows how to be angry now. He's up and punching now. He knows how to be angry now. And there'll be no more pushing Joe around.
Interesting.
Take it all back. I take it all back. I take it
Oh.
all back. I take it all back.
Getting acquainted with yourself. You are now starting on the greatest adventure of your life. If
Ending that with I take it all back, I take it all back. It's like he just like went back on everything that you said, like the self-confidence almost gained in the track. It's like, actually, no, I'm sorry. Goes back to being pushed around, it seems. Or perhaps, oh, okay, so it's revisiting instruments from instrumentals from throughout the album. Can perhaps also reflect the cycle of this kind of mind state, you know? Standing up for yourself or feeling like you're about to, and then shrinking back into your shell. Is that a car engine? Wow. And that's the end right there. We took a journey throughout the, well, a lot of the album instrumentally at the end of No More Pushing Joe Around. Hi, how are you? That was a very unique experience, one that I don't think I've ever had before in this kind of way with an album. Had a bit of a, yeah, had a bit of an eerie end to it, Sia, but wow. So this one seemed to be representing Daniel Johnston, you know, this character of Joe that he sort of sees himself as here, kind of beginning to stand up for himself, speak up for himself. But it ends with him saying, I take it all back, I take it all back, I take it all back. Again, it's like kind of falling back into the mindsets that he's had previously on the album, and you know, almost like going back on standing up for himself, losing that confidence a little bit, and the cycle repeating. And yeah, that was such a different experience right here. Mr. Mustard is saying, my take is, it's a very interesting, fragmented, warped, and disjointed project full of meaning and intention with a very eerie sound. That right there, that's a little paragraph or sentence right there that summarizes it pretty perfectly, I would say. Yeah, that was certainly something else. A very interesting project, very unique. What were my favorites in there? If I had to pick favorite tracks, I really liked, I think, Big Business Monkey. Was Despair Came Knocking the one that had that like genuinely really cool instrumental? I think it was. Yeah, Despair Came Knocking was pretty great. Desperate Man Blues, and I think Hey Joe probably. What an interesting project though. Feels like an honest look into Daniel Johnston's mind. Very honest look at depression, and yeah, rest in peace to him as well, because he passed away in 2019. Wikipedia is saying from a suspected heart attack. So here we go. Rest in peace to Daniel Johnston. This is one of the more unique projects that I've listened to. It is the most unique album reaction I think I've had on stream. It's very different to anything else that I've listened to, but I think it's so intriguing and represents what music should be, like I was saying, with it just being self-expression and not overthinking how you're doing stuff. Like, he just laid down some instrumental ideas here and there, sung over them, sometimes just used instrumentals from existing songs that he played through his record player, from what Rook is telling me here, and just sang over them all in one take, and boom, there's a song. And I think the reason why it works so well is because of the heart that goes into it, and again, the unflinching nature of it, and the fact that it just talks about these things as Daniel Johnston sees them, and talks about his experiences with mental health issues, and just the way that he sees the world, sees himself and the people around him. It's an album that takes you into a whole different world. And of course it has this like super eerie sound all throughout it, but that just adds just an extra layer to it almost in some way. Really crazy stuff right here. A great project, I would say. Not something that I think I could necessarily give a number rating to, because it is so different to everything else I would usually listen to. But I think that's a great album. Thank you for sending that in, Rook. Absolutely unique. And yeah, it's an interesting re-album to react to in terms of what it is. But I think that's the best way I could get my thoughts on it right here and sum up how I was feeling about it. I think it's a very intriguing project and something that stands out as unique and different. And I definitely appreciate it. And I think it's one of those things that just shows how cool and unique music can be, and shows all the different things that it can be. Very, very interesting stuff. I'm glad you enjoyed it as well, Don't Know the Last Time, and appreciate you tuning in to the stream today as well. I hope you're enjoying yourself here. Yeah, these are very fun. I always enjoy doing these streams, and I get to hear unique stuff like this that is, yeah, an experience almost, more than it is a traditional piece of music that you would listen to. You know, this is very much about the experience. Almost in a way, it's an album that is very much about the vibes and the writing and the kind of feeling that the songwriting gives off, and I think it's very effective with that. So thank you very much for that one, Rook. Been enjoying myself the whole time. I've been watching your videos for like 6 months and finally caught you live. I appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying the videos as well. I can't wait to drop my next video, man. It should be going out, I think, tomorrow or the day after. Ideally tomorrow, but it depends how quickly I can sort out those copyright claims, It's going to be a banger, roughly 52 minutes long. It's going to be great. You did a great job actually reacting to it instead of just sitting there like experiencing dread for half an hour like I know I would have. I mean, I definitely got some of those dread feelings, but yeah, definitely appreciate it from an artistic perspective as well. I think it's a really impressive project, and I do need to check out that Daniel Johnston documentary and see what it kind of dives into. I think it will be super intriguing. Ever thought of doing another songs with the same sample? I would love to, Alex. I've got a whole list written down for a second video, so it's definitely something I could do at some point. Actually, I need to prepare a video or two for while I'm back in Scotland, because I don't think I'll be making videos while I'm there. If I did, I'd have to edit from my laptop again, which is, you know, it's not impossible, but it's going to be a pain after editing on this big, beautiful PC right here. So I'll need to figure that out. Definitely get some stuff pre-recorded and try and finish it before I'm back there. The Despair one genuinely sounded like something from a horror movie. I loved it. Yeah, that one was one of my favorites right here. Like, it genuinely had a really cool sound to the instrumental. That was probably a highlight for me as well, I'd say. Maybe the outright highlight for me personally. So thank you very much for sending that in, Rook. And with that being said, let's see what we got next. I am going to take a very quick bathroom break before we do get into it. This has also been a very unique kind of stream as well. I don't feel like we've ever had a stream before where there's been, was it like 4 or 5 20 to 30 plus minute long requests, and they've all been back to back. So it's like we're just like hopping between different musical worlds with each request here, you know, and really getting absorbed in these longer requests. We had one from, let's see, one from Archive, one from Julius, one from Rook. We got one from Scarecrow coming up. So yeah, like 4 that are above, you know, $100 requests. And then we also have some in the 70 region, so like 10-ish minutes. And yeah, it's been interesting just going through all these different lengthier ones, sort of like back to back to back. So I'm going to take a very quick bathroom break, like I said, and yeah, when I get back, we'll hop on to what we have next, which is going to be, get the media share up. A request from Will Anderson Edwards, Ocean Spirit Blue. We have finally got around to your one right here. Okay, interesting. Going on to working on Dying Production after that one. So what am I going to play while I go away here? We got a few copyright warnings during that one, so we'll go back to the royalty-free instrumental playlist. Let's do it. Oh yeah, that sounds like it's going to be fire. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. When I get back, we will continue with the queue right here. I will see you guys shortly. Currently 7 requests left. One of those is a sort of EP album length request from Scarecrow, so we should get a good amount of time out of what we got left here. Enjoy. After that interesting Daniel Johnston experience, you guys are going to hear some royalty free music, and then when I get back, we shall continue. I'll see you guys soon. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, Gabe. I think if you can, though, try and tune out those type of fans. And it can be hard, though, because I think the actual product of AEW is pretty solid right now. Especially their pay-per-views. Their pay-per-views are killing it right now. So yeah, that is the end of today's paid request stream, ladies and gentlemen. Propane Nightmares was our final track, sent in by Harvey. I thought it was a really good way to close it out. We've been here for 7 hours, man. Like I was saying, the queue today wasn't the like biggest queue in terms of individual requests that we got here, but we got a lot of like longer EP length ones in there, so we got a really good runtime out of this one, and I had a lot of fun here today. I hope you guys did as well. very much looking forward to watching AEW Dynamite tonight. I think it will be a blast. Yeah, some of them can, Gabe. I think that's fair. For me, for the most part, I just avoid the the social media side of it. So all of what I see is pretty much on the shows on that side of things, and that works for me. Hey, thank you for the bits right there, Shika. Shika is saying, I'm still glad the heel turn happened because it was fun and he turned face on my B-Day. Well, there you go. You know, there's something to it. Oh, and that I could rant here for like another 7 hours about all this stuff, but I was about to say, that just reminds me, they've kind of botched Cena's retirement run as well. Like, I feel like it's been pretty dire for the retirement run for, you know, one of the biggest stars of all time. These happen every Wednesday, Wendy Bank. So every Wednesday around 1 p.m. EST, that's when I'm here for these. Yeah, I was, it was actually at Money in the Bank 2024 in Toronto. I was at the show where John Cena announced that he was gonna be retiring in 2025 and he was gonna have his retirement run. So I was right there when he announced it. And I was like, oh, that's gonna be amazing. There's gonna be so much emotion. It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna, you know, he's gonna put on these really cool matches. And then I think they've just completely kind of fluffed it. Basically, they've messed up a lot of the retirement run, and it's a shame because I was so hyped for it when it was announced. I was like, man, this is gonna be sick, but didn't really turn out that way. So yeah, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's paid request stream. Heard a lot of cool stuff, had a very unique experience with that Daniel Johnston project. Suicide Boys album was pretty great. Got a very interesting request to kick off the stream with from the archive, followed by a pretty solid leak pack as well. Yeah, just a lot of cool stuff going on in today's stream. And of course, heard a Darko US EP that I actually quite enjoyed, so I can appreciate that as well. So, like I was saying, I'll be back next Wednesday, as I always am, with another one of these streams around 1 p.m. EST. Thank you for the love, Wendy Bank, and shout out to Australia as well. I'll be dropping my next video on my channel as soon as I can clear up the copyright claims on it. Like I said, it's going to be 52 minutes long, so it's a lot of re-editing, re-rendering, re-uploading, and I just need to keep doing that until I have 0 claims on it. But I should get there, if not tomorrow, then the next day. So ideally, I'll be able to put it out by Friday at the latest. It is up on Patreon right now, but again, you don't need to join just to see it. It's going to be public in a couple of days anyway. So with that being said, I'm going to get to work on removing all of those copyright claims. So yeah, that'll be fun. And I can finally get that video out there because I've been working on it for a while and I hope you guys will all enjoy it. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everybody who sent stuff in today. It's been a great stream, and there will be plenty more good ones. And like I said, a couple weeks from now, I'll be back in Scotland for a little bit. So I'll need to figure out how the hell I'm going to get my streaming setup to work there. I don't know if I'm going to bring all of this equipment with me, because then I'm going to need 2 suitcases, and it's all an extra hassle, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get some equipment over there. That might be the cheaper option, considering how much it costs to bring an extra suitcase on flights now. We'll see what happens, but I'll figure it all out. So with that being said, thank you for watching this stream, guys. It was a weird one, but I'd say in a good way, with a lot of variation in the requests and some unique ones mixed in there. So you guys have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it may be for you guys. And I'll see you all on the next stream every Wednesday, 1 p.m. EST, and in the next video. This is your boy, CDTVproductions, on the YouTube side of things, plus an M&M grill, and it was a great one. Signing out. See you guys next time.